Okay, if you're new to my channel, my name is Josh, I'm 28, I'm from New Zealand, and I have not always been the way that I am now. I used to eat any and everything. I used to eat meat, dairy, eggs, honey, the lot, cheese, ice cream, seafood. It didn't matter to me. That's what I used to do basically. That's the way I was brought up, to just eat whatever. We didn't eat dogs, we didn't eat cats, but every other animal that was normal, and I guess still is kind of normal. That's what I used to eat basically. I didn't have a clue what a vegan was or what veganism is. I only knew what vegetarians did or didn't eat, and I didn't really know much about that subject or anything like that. I have eaten, unfortunately, snails in France, frog's legs, kangaroo in Australia. I know it's all very cringeworthy now, but anyway, this is the past. This is some of the stuff that I've eaten, basically, and I've changed a whole lot. I'm going to show you some photos of me in the past eating this, just so you can see that I'm not just saying this. I used to do this, for, 23 and a bit years. So a lot of my life, the majority of my life, I used to eat this way. But anyway, here are the photos. You can see I'm just going to narrate over them as to this situation of where they are. Some of them were overseas and some of them are just family events with my family. So here we go. These were when I was really young. This is cake with eggs in it. Ice cream with my sister. Meat and bread with family barbecue. This is Thailand chicken curry. There was fish on the plate. This is some kind of sandwich with meat. Rack of ribs. Some kind of ice cream and cake. This bread chocolatey thing. Another, meat and chips. Meat and beer. This is in Switzerland. Bacon. Egg and chicken curry. Pizza. Cheesy pizza. More pizza. More pizza. And gnocchi. Cheesy gnocchi. More pizza. Some kind of ice cream. This was prawns. Yeah, that was me then. Basically what I would eat before, especially at barbecues and stuff like that, would just be a plate full of meat, maybe a potato or some potatoes, some bread. There's bread in some of those photos. And not much salad. Occasionally salad, maybe like a potato salad, but very rarely. And yeah, I didn't used to drink milk, which was a good thing. I did, however, have cheese and did have ice cream. I wouldn't say a whole lot, but I certainly did have it. Honey, on stuff and in stuff for sure. Yogurt occasionally too, but mostly for me it was eating meat, and that was anything. So chicken, beefsteak, pig, pork, the lot basically. Bacon, seafood as well. Some of the photos had prawns in them. I would eat prawns, crab sticks, so much. Just lots of meat basically. I have this book. I don't really write much in it, but I did write a few things in it, which was good. And it's got, end of October 2013, decided to change to being vegetarian after seeing too many horrible videos of animals on Facebook. And I will link the video that I watched. I can't even remember who shared the video basically, but it was titled "This 6 minutes" or "This 6-minute video will make you speechless," and it pretty much did. I don't remember my exactly what I said or whatever after it, or anyway, but it had a profound effect on me. It was just basically lots of people gutting and cutting up animals and all in these hooded things. Again, I'll link it if you want to see it, and I do recommend you watch any of these kind of videos. But I wanted to blame someone for what we did to animals, and I wanted, it's a typical kind of Western response to just go, but someone else is doing it or whatever. But then I realized that I had to change myself before I could try and blame someone else. So I decided to make a change at that point. And I remember my last meal, or my last meat meal, which was pasta and chicken at a friend's house, and that was end of October. So that was that. That was the last time I ever ate meat at all. I haven't eaten meat at all, even by accident, since in, what's that, well over 4.5 years now. I wish that I had filmed a lot more of my initial reactions and my thoughts at the time, because, you know, when you're kind of going through it, then, you know, you don't really remember exact points and exact dates and exact feelings, etc. But I do remember one other thing. I think it was actually in Earthlings. Earthlings, again, I'll link down in the description. I suggest you watch it. It was a cow that had been stunned, so they stunned the cow by bolt gunning it in the head, and then it had its throat slit. It was upside down, hanging by its leg, and it still looked like it was alive. The cow's head was, you know, still showing normal kind of behaviour, that it was alive, and that was just one of the moments for me that was just, that's it. I just thought, nah, I'm done. I'm not ever going to eat meat again, because this is horrible, and it seemed like the right thing to do to stop eating meat at that point, and that's what had happened, basically. And at the same time, actually, I was in a job that I didn't really like, and I remember telling somebody about it, one of the staff members who was about to retire. So he was coming up to retirement age of 65 in New Zealand, and I said, you know, thinking about being vegetarian, thinking that he'd be open-minded and say, you know, maybe, oh, okay, that's fair enough, good on you, or whatever. But he instead said that the only vegetarians that he knew were unhealthy and sick-looking and blah blah blah, and just the typical kind of bullshit kind of, you know, puppeting the same line about something that he didn't really know about. But anyway, that guy who said it, he looked so sick, and he looked like he was going to die shortly after retiring. He was retiring, and he was so keen to retire, and I just thought, man, you're not going to last long. And he was the one that was chowing meat pies and stuff like that, so I don't think his way is going to serve him very well, especially if he doesn't even get much time to retire. But anyway, that's besides the point. I'm healthy as, and I don't think that he'll be healthy as for very much longer, and me choosing this lifestyle has made that possible. So into 2014, I don't remember exactly what I did, what I watched, etc. But I just, like, once you kind of, you know, understand, or, you know, decide to become vegetarian, then for me it was just progression to get to the vegan stage. I knew one person who was vegan, who no longer is, but anyway, he was kind of helpful to me in a few ways by recommending what to eat and stuff, and he'd obviously done it, so I kind of knew one person at that stage, which was good. And then I watched more stuff. Again, I don't remember exactly what I watched, but I was certainly keen to just learn more and more, and then the logical next step was becoming vegan. Midway through 2014, I decided that I was going to stop eating cheese, and that was going to be the last thing other than honey that I was consuming, because I was never really a fan of eggs. I thought that I needed to eat eggs for protein, because that's just the kind of bullshit dogma that people keep puppeting, even though it's not true. So I would have eggs occasionally, not really wanting to, but just thought that I needed to, and then, yeah, that was easy for me to give up, because I didn't really like it anyway. So cheese was really the last thing, and cheese is often the hardest thing for someone to give up. So again, at the time I didn't really note it, I couldn't remember that I had noted it, and then I found a bit of paper saying that I stopped eating cheese in June 2014. So initially I got, I guess, the date that I went vegan, or tried to be vegan, slightly wrong, but then I found that bit of paper, and so from now on I celebrate it on June 8th. It probably wasn't the exact day, but it's the day that is pretty close, basically, because when you're going through it, and if you do go through it yourself, then, you know, it's quite overwhelming. You kind of, you know, have faced with these choices of drastically changing your life, having done a certain thing a certain way for 20 plus years, and then just U-turning and, you know, doing it differently is quite dramatic. So anyway, I was happy that I had written it down, and like I said, from then on, celebrated from there. After that, I don't remember having cheese at all again, so I'm pretty sure that was the last time. For a few months after that, I did eat these things called One Square Meal, which was just basically like a oat and cranberry bar. It did have 1% honey in it, and that I did have for a few months after June, so technically I wouldn't be 100% vegan, but I mean, the house I live in still has leather chairs and stuff like that, so I don't know. I was really trying, and at that stage I didn't really know exactly what it had to be. Now I do understand that, but yeah, at the time I did continue eating them for some time after, but then yeah, stopped that as well. I haven't had honey intentionally after stopping eating those at all. So since all that, what I've just told you, I have had, I think it was 3 occasions where I've accidentally or have eaten animal products. One of them was at an animal sanctuary where the eggs were from one of the chickens there, and I asked a whole bunch of vegans where I was, whether they thought it was okay, and they all thought it was okay. So I had 1 slice of cake then and there. I wouldn't do it again, no way, because it's not for us, the food's not for us. That's that, I understand that. Another time was December last year, where I had potatoes which had some butter on them. A year ago the same potatoes didn't have butter on them, and then this year I didn't ask, and I wasn't told that they had butter on them. That was my mistake. I should have asked. You should always 100% ask if you're unsure, and I realise that now, so that was another mistake. And I had a treat which I read the ingredients as cocoa butter, but it actually was cocoa and butter, so that was another mistake. But those are the only 3 instances in the last 4 years where I've got it wrong, basically. And yeah, every time or any time that it has happened, I'm upset with myself, but at the same time you just have to move forward and try not to make that mistake again. So where I am at now, it is 2018, and I will try and use my voice for animals in any way that I can. Things that have changed in my life: if I'm going to a restaurant, I will call ahead. If I know that I potentially don't have a vegan option, I will not eat. I've been to restaurants and just, if I'm going to go and be social with someone, then I will go and do so, but if there's nothing for me to eat, then I won't eat, and that's fine with me. It's not like I'm starving myself. If I miss one meal here and there, I'm not going to starve, I'm not going to be sick because of it, and I'm fine with it. If it means me not consuming animal products, or potentially having animal products in my meals as a result of someone accidentally doing so, then I'm not going to eat it. I take it seriously, and for me it is 100% black and white. It's just that clear. We're not meant to eat them. They don't do anything to promote us being healthy. There's no reason for me to eat it. I've always considered myself an animal lover ever since I was young. A lot of my family members have had dogs, and I've always loved being around them. And it wasn't until I decided to be vegan that I realised that all animals could be just like dogs and just like companion animals that many Westerners do have. If you meet pigs, cows, sheep, chickens, pretty much any animal, they have the potential to be just like a dog does, or just as friendly, just as nice, just as playful, just as a dog would be, in the way that dogs love life and are happy if you give them the chance. And I give them the chance now. I will put some photos in just now of me with cows and with other animals, and I hope that other people can realise that they're just like dogs, and we shouldn't be eating them. We should look after them. Once you meet them, you can't eat them. That saying is very true too. Just go and see them, go to a farm, go to a sanctuary, and realise. So that is where I am at. I am very happy with the decision I've made. I think it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life. The purpose of this video is to just try and show you that you can do something a certain way for a very long period of your time, of your life, and you can change. And if you want to change and you don't know how, please comment down below. If you do have any questions, also just comment down below. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching.